Welcome to this tutorial designed to get familiar with the COBalt Designer software. The Designer is the tool which will enable you to create your adapted lesson or course content and material. With the COBalt Designer tool, you can create interactive lessons that are adapted to your teaching and to your students. COBalt Designer therefore enables you to adapt the content of your lessons or courses to your students' ability by opting for the most interesting media from an educational point of view. To install the software, nothing could be more simple. You just need to visit this address. A link is available in the description of this video. It will bring you directly to the page from which you can download it. COBalt Designer is available for Windows, Linux and Mac OS operating systems. Download and install the software like any other software. To launch the COBalt Designer session, you will be invited to enter your username and password to log on to your account. When you start COBalt Designer for the first time, your personal space is empty, and that's normal. You haven't created any content yet, nor downloaded one of the content items available in our shared space. We will explore the main interface together to help you get familiar with the tool. In the left-hand column, which will scroll down like this, you can access a certain number of options, amongst which you will find the general settings of the application. Here, you can adjust the size of the interface according to your needs and according to your screen, as well as select the language, if not yet the default in your system preference. Further down in the menu, you can log out of your current session or quit the application altogether. The COBalt Cloud icon or button is one way of accessing all your contents. You can also use the icon located in the top right-hand corner of the interface, like this. By accessing this space, you can visit the different contents available in this software. As we saw earlier, we are operating COBalt Designer for the first time, so we don't have any content in My Local Topics. It is in this section that you will find the lessons and courses that you created locally and those you downloaded. The tab entitled My Space is also currently empty of content. It will display the lessons and courses you will create in the future, whether it be on the computer you're currently using or on another, at home for example. COBalt's Cloud enables you to manage your contents, retrieve other users' contents when made available by them, and to upload your productions online for yourself and others. Here was for a quick overview of COBalt Designer. Now we are going to create personalized content to explore all the editing functionality. We will create new content. As explained earlier, when launching COBalt Designer for the first time, the software will offer you to create a new content item. You can simply click to add the first topic. After you created your first piece of content, to create another one, you can simply click on the plus symbol on the top right-hand corner of the interface, like this. The first step consists in naming your lesson. In this example, we will simply name it Trial. Once named, you can specify your class's category by using the scrolling menu. For this example, we will stay in the demonstration category. Finally, you will have the option of adding a description to your production in the space provided. Click on OK. The software will ask you your class or course's version number. Since we're creating new content, we will name it version 1. You will be able to create new versions of your lesson or course later. The lesson you create will contain several slides according to your needs. To create new slides, you can click on the plus icon as many times as necessary. In this example, we will create a lesson containing 5 different slides. We will create a presentation page, 2 pages including several elements, and a quiz. Let's select the first, which will be, for example, your class's presentation. By clicking on the icon symbolizing a gear in the top right-hand corner of your slide. This section enables you to specify the page layout on your slide. With this tool, you can simply choose the number of rows and columns which will be displayed. For this very first slide, we will choose 1 row and 1 column, like this. You can also create a table of 3 rows by 3 columns in this example, and you can recalculate the dimensions of the elements according to your needs. By using the icons located at the top of the interface, you can insert text boxes, images, videos, or even a link to a web page directly included in the lesson. You can enter the address like this. You can also create multiple choice questionnaires so as to test your students' knowledge. This tool works in the same way as the ones before. You add a new quiz to your slide. You can enter the question you want to ask your students, add a description and a picture. You can choose between 3 types of answers: true or false, one answer only within a list, or multiple answers within a given list. In the latter cases, you can add a list of clauses. All you have to do is specify which are the correct answers. For the true or false option, all you need to do is specify the nature of the clause contained in the question you have written. You can create as many questions as necessary. Before you leave the lesson you are in the process of creating, you will have to save your work by clicking on this button. For the same lesson, you can create a second version of it by clicking here. You will then make a copy of your lesson and will be able to modify it to adapt it to the target audience. Save your work once more and go back to the main page. You have created your first content, which appears locally. To make it available on all the computers you normally use, you can go to the COBalt Cloud. You can see that your lesson now appears in your local topics. By clicking on this arrow, you will download it into your online space. It now appears in your space, and you can therefore download it from another computer. You can also share this lesson with other colleagues by clicking on the padlock symbol. If you opt for Share with Everyone, the lesson will be submitted to an administrator who will validate it, and it will then appear as available in the Shared tab. In the same way, from the Shared tab, you can download lessons and courses designed by colleagues, which may be useful for your own teaching. Once added to your personal space, you will be able to download them in your local topics and potentially modify them, for example by creating a new version. In the same way, you may make your lessons or courses available in your space so as to download them onto another computer. Mobile applications under iOS or Android enable your students to display the lessons or courses. You can test the way the lessons or courses are displayed by using the preview function, which you will find under this button. You can choose from this menu amongst the choice of mobile devices the tablet or phone on which you want to simulate the display in order to check the lesson appears correctly. You can shift from landscape to portrait display modes so as to preview the effect of each visual aspect. It is necessary for a student or class account to be created beforehand to access the content. The applications are available for free on App Store and Google Play.